Välkommen och god dag allesammen. Welcome back to the third video in this series where we're looking at Odin spells from the Havamal. So for those of you who haven't watched the intro, please do that and you will get a better idea of what we're looking at. But if you haven't, basically at the end of Havamal, Odin says that he knows how to do 18 spells. There are 18 charms that he says he knows how to do, but he doesn't tell us how to do them. He doesn't tell us what they are. All he does is tell us that he knows how to do them. So what we do here in this series is look at different spell books and different magic books in Scandinavia and see if we can actually try and figure out the exact spell that Odin was talking about. So let's get on to it. Charm 3. This is Charm 3 from Havamal. I'll put it up here in Old Norse and I'll read it in English here. For the third, I know, if I have great need to restrain my foes, the weapon's edge I deaden. Of all my adversaries, nor arms nor wiles harm aught. So that one's pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. Like I said, there are so many different translations of the Havamal. None of them can agree how to translate it, but you get the main idea of what they're trying to say. So this one, it is a spell to blunt your enemy's blade. If you're going into battle, Odin says that he knows how to make the enemy's blades blunt, apparently. So now this spell is very, very difficult. I know, as you've seen in some of the other videos I've released in this series, some of them are very, very easy to determine what spell that Odin could be talking about, but this one is very, very difficult. I'm not aware of any spells in any of the Scandinavian or Icelandic or any Germanic magic books at all that involve blunting your enemy's blade. There are hundreds of spells and charms for protection, and I can think of at least a dozen spells from Scandinavian magic books that are supposed to protect the spellcaster from weapons in certain ways, but in this stanza in Havamal, Odin specifically says that he knows of a spell that is specifically made to blunt his enemy's blades. So I don't think we have any of those, unfortunately. So I'll put a couple up here anyway. Here you see in this one, this is spell number 1 in the Galdra-bók, the main book of Icelandic magic, and it's a protection spell against all kinds of danger, and weapons are mentioned in here. I'll put another one up here. It's spell number 13 in the Galdra-bók. It's a spell for protection, and there is a mention of an enemy's sword. And also I'll put another couple up here, and that's number 4 and number 18 in the Galdra-bók. Now all of these have mentions of an enemy's sword or an enemy's weapon, but not blunting it specifically, and that's the problem when it comes to things like this. And there are actually a lot of spells from later on in time in Scandinavian magic books that speak about making oneself hard, making oneself like invulnerable, kind of indestructible to blades and weapons, but again, nothing about blunting the blade specifically. So unfortunately, guys, this one is probably lost. If you know of any charms in any other European or maybe Indian magic books that have to do with blunting your enemy's blade, you can please let me know, but I definitely don't know any Norse or Scandinavian sources that have to do with this spell. We could maybe find some parallels in other cultures, but like I said, I'm not aware of any. I think this spell is lost, so unfortunately Odin's spell number 3 in Havamal seems to be lost. Well, we'll look at some other ones in later videos, and that'll be a bit easier to determine exactly which spell in the historical sources it could be. But this one, sorry guys, nothing for you here. See you next time.